Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today I'm going to be trying out the Ishtar for T6 Gamma Abyssal Dead Space. This is to compensate for the low buffer of the Ishtar, which is with this field extender rig, only 2.2k. So we'll at least have like a pretty decent buffer, almost 4k there. So the thing that's so nice about the shield Ishtar is just that we get so much nice shield boosting per second. We've even got these implants to plug in here that will give us some nice boosting, but it's just really nice because we get like the extremely high shield boosting per second with the A-type multispectrum over here. We get the good resists too, and then we always have the ability to use this assault damage control as well. Just so tanky when it comes to the assault damage control, and on top of that you also have some sort of gank resistance as well. So really the only difference between this and the fit I used for the firestorms is that I went with these 280mm Howitzer artilleries. These then can do a lot of explosive damage because of the these different ammo types that can do explosive damage. Generally speaking, other like artillery cannons and projectile weapons do a lot of explosive damage, and they also fit very nicely as well into the fit. Like I could use the biggest and baddest artillery cannons and it still fit because the 280mm are the biggest small ones. I can't fit any medium ones, unfortunately. That would have been nice. Medium artillery cannons, oof, completely like one tap these frigates from long range. Unfortunately, I don't have the power grid or CPU to spare for that, so you cannot have everything. But we are using an extra large shield booster here, so it's a fat shield booster and also a large Cat battery too. I mean, we can't have everything there, and we've got 5 heavy drones. I also switched out the drones a bit, so we're using the Gecko setup that I used before. The Gecko seemed to be pretty decent. Really good application, and they're able to get really good hits, so that's why we're going to be going with the Geckos. And they also will have some extra little support drones over here that will help them. We put these Berserkers if we want to do some pure explosive damage. We'll put this into explosive. Actually, you know what? We're going to make a new group for the augmented. It's called Super DPS because that's what I like to have. It's just I had Geckos here, so I'm used to using the Super DPS group as what I use for augmenteds. But we're using Geckos, but Geckos are basically the same as augmented. Special drone that does different damage types that does a lot of DPS, and I don't have the filament. Ugh! I hope we don't get wrecked by time here, because this is something I seriously worry about in the Gammas, because in the Gammas it's like the Firestorm, you worsen the time due to the fact that you have the buffed shields of the enemy NPCs. But it's sort of worse in a way because the waves that take a long time naturally, like the FE Altis, they are a little bit more shield based than armor. They've almost got equal armor and shields, but FE Altis waves, like the steeper cruiser spam, they have a little bit more shield than armor. So they're going to be, normally they're a wave that takes anyway a long time. Then we're going to buff their shields. They're going to take quite a long time. It's going to be quite annoying. The only good thing really is that they can be blitzed down with these like omni damage types here very easily, just because they've got very low resistances. So that'll be good on the other hand. And then here, this artillery cannon is going to be some nice support DPS. I hope we can hit. The Tremor ammo is a long-range ammo, but it has really bad tracking, so that's really just to pop some caches if you were to ever to do that. We're not going to be doing it here because we're on the test server, but I'm curious to see how this goes, because I've been talking to a lot of people about a shield Ishtar for the T6 Gammas, but I've done very little testing on it. I have done testing before, actually, but not this particular fit. I've been tweaking a few things here and there. Just I've never really felt comfortable with the time. That's just the thing. I've never felt comfortable with the time when it comes to the T6 exotic, the Gammas, just because in the T6 Gammas, the like explosive drones usually do the worst DPS anyway. It's a bit annoying when it comes to having some good DPS. Okay, should we use the Republic Fleet Fusion here? Or maybe we should use the... Yeah, I think Fusion probably will be good here. Look at these guys. They're going to... These Kikimoras need to die fast because they will do a lot of damage when sped up. Let's shoot these guys here. Hope our tank doesn't break. We will obviously have the ability to use a Shadow Serpentis adult damage control. But look at this. It's really nice here where we've got the big buffer because we are actually not over-repping at all as much. So not only are we like less likely to be one-shotted by wrecking shots, but we also are able to be more resistant to like overall having more tank, just due to the fact that we're not over repping. Because when we're over repping with the like really tiny buffer, we're essentially wasting tank, because like we lose maybe, I don't know, 25% HP, then we heal like 50% of our HP back. We wasted essentially 25% of that potential rep right there, or half of the potential rep. So it's more efficient in that regard too. So it's really nice here. Like the T6 Ishtar seems pretty damn good, at least when it comes to tank. Now time, as I said before, is what I worry the most about here, because it's not like in the Firestorms where, like, first of all, I told you before that we have those waves like Ephialtes being buffed slightly more, and then also the waves that, oh wait, we lost a Berserker. Ah, that's annoying. They really sniped that Berserker actually fast. Oh, that's annoying. Whatever. It's just a Berserker II. At least it's not like a Gecko or something like that. There we go. We can recall these drones and maybe go for some super DPS. Let's see if that feels any different. Let's go for some super DPS. Can shoot this guy here. Oh, you got a big hit. 500 volley right there. That was a good hit. But the thing is, we're using the hammerheads and the thermal-based drones in the Firestorms, just due to that being optimal there. And they're really good because they do a lot of DPS. The explosive drones, on the other hand, they do pull a complete 180. They do the worst damage of all like drone types. Like, they do the absolute least damage. They're going to be taking a longer time to do so. That's why it's very favorable that we use these geckos, just because we're doing a lot of more raw DPS. And it feels like that was even faster actually than using the ogres or the berserkers. I keep mixing up the berserkers and ogres, but I felt actually like that was faster with the geckos. So we'll probably stick with the geckos from now. Could maybe even be possible just keep some spare geckos. I don't know if we can fit 2 sets. We could probably fit more sets of this, like multiple sets, so that we can like flip them in and out just in case. I don't know. Okay, and I think these Drekavacs are going to die pretty fast as well, especially since they have low explosive resist naturally. If we look in their armor, their lowest resistance is explosive. It's being reduced here. They hardly have any shields to begin with, so we're going to be doing a lot of damage here. We're going to be smashing up Triglavians good. So that's at least one good thing, is that Triglavians are going to go very fast here. But waves like Ephialtes, I worry a lot about them. But hopefully our geckos will be able to pull some magic and get us through and get us to victory. Drekavac going down pretty fast. I mean, look at that time. That's actually some pretty decent time right there. 3.5 minutes and we're almost done with the wave. Now, these guys are too far away, and that's very annoying. So I don't know if we can maybe return an orbit, but at the same time, I think that the Drekavacs do like to keep range a bit. So we're going to switch some long-range ammo right here. No, this is not the long-range ammo. This is the even shorter range ammo. Tremor is the long-range ammo. I'm not too used to the naming conventions of the artillery-based weaponry. I don't use it a whole lot. I usually like to use missiles, and I'm very used to the Scourge Fury, Scourge Rage, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, shoot here. Very tiny DPS we get from this, 50 DPS, but at least we're doing something since this guy's farther away now. You can see they're getting some big volleys as well. Like, look at that. The geckos, they go crazy. They absolutely go crazy. What this DPS are we outputting here when it comes to this DPS? 920 DPS, okay, that's decent. And then we also have to factor in that we're using this Tremor right here that does less DPS. And then on top of that, the geckos, they do have very good tracking, so they're going to get lots of nice lucky hits. What's the time right here? Oh, under 5 minutes. That's really nice time, actually, especially for T6 Gamma. The will usually be a bit slower, but then again, you have to also remember that the Triglavians here are going to be pretty fast, just because of what I mentioned before, them having pretty low explosive resistance. Then they're not being shield based, so they're not going to benefit as much as the bonus. Okay, so what we're going to want to use here are some of these tanky guys. Tanky guys are going to be what we want to use to take on these Ember Grips, because the Ember Grips are going to be, or the Rogue drone battlecruisers are going to be doing a lot of damage to our drones when they switch. So we're going to just have to make sure that we don't get too many drones lost. Do not want to use geckos here, because the geckos, or maybe the geckos would be good because they've got a good tank, but still be risky, you know, as if they would be a big price to pay if we were to lose a gecko, you know. Okay, I want to use probably Quake here, because this thing is close. Quake has the best tracking, the best DPS as well, but not by a massive margin. And it's mostly the tracking, because here we are in range, unlike the other weapon, the Republic fleet, the faction ammo. It's still got maybe a little bit too much range. We've got enough range to cover for the Quake over here. It's really good. Actually, to be honest, I should just jump straight in and end these stupid battle cruisers, to be honest. Oh, do you see that big hits right there? Yeah, some big volleys. They like to land some big... Ooh, maybe this is not so good idea. Maybe assault damage control will be necessary right here. Oh, it probably will be. Let's activate assault damage control. And we're taking a bit of damage too by these rogue drones. So let's see now. This guy right here seems like he wants to go for my drones. We're gonna just unload these guys too and go for him. There we go. Shoot him. Oh, we're taking some big hits right there. Very big volleys. Maybe even too much for even the gamma sight. Okay. Wreck this strike grip Tessera. Boom. He's taking big hits right there. I think he's got low explosive resist. Yeah, it's one of his lowest damage types or resist types. This stupid rogue drone keeps like webifying me. Wow, they're getting some big hits. You saw that right there? Okay, these guys seem hopeless when it comes to their application to those frigates, those Republic fleet guys. But we shouldn't have any issues tanking these just 4 rogue drone battle cruisers. So I'm going to be quite liberal right here with how I pilot. I'm not going to be too scared of them. I mean, just 4. What they're going to do? They do half our shields or 3/4 of our shields in one volley, but it's not too bad. We've still got a very big boosting of our shield right here. 1k. 1,000 HP boosted with one of those cycles, so that is still like almost 1/3 of our entire shield. And we have some decent DPS too with this Quake over here assisting these drones. Come on, drones, go for the blast grip Tessera. This is absolutely the worst DPS though. 720 DPS. What is that DPS? The Republic fleet, the Berserkers, already to low DPS straight off the bat, and then on top of that we're using the Republic fleets to have even worse DPS. Maybe it would have been just good to go with the Geckos, because the Geckos got fat shields here in the gamma side, so they'll be able to survive a lot of hits. Oh, no! Republic fleet, Berserker! Don't die! Don't die! There we go. Let's take out the Geckos. Unleash the Geckos on these rogue drone battle cruisers. There we go. I'm not too worried of losing the Geckos. What I am worried of losing are these little warriors. Using a Tech 1 warrior over there. It's gonna get popped pretty quickly. Can I shoot this guy? Yeah, we managed to land a shot there, but they've got all these field weavers here doing some remote reps. It's gonna be very annoying. We'll do some big hits right there. That's pretty good. Alright, look at the Gecko already starting to take damage from this guy over here. It's really annoying because he's not the one we're attacking. Let's see, I'll shoot this guy over here, and we'll have to recall it. Look, he's almost destroyed our Gecko's shield. That's annoying. Stupid rogue drone battle cruise. It's really annoying with the rogue drone battle cruise when you use 50,000 drones like the Ishtar has. The Gila only has 2 drones. So easy when it comes to managing them. Okay. This guy over here seems to refuse to die, this snarecaster. Let's try to pull some range from him. Maybe we can get some good hits then if we pull a bit of range. Come on, we get a hit there. Okay, he almost died, that stupid snarecaster. He's really, this artillery cannon is not doing anything. It's just wasted ammunition going for these frigates. I'm going to just shoot it on these rogue drone battle cruisers. They'll be much more useful there. Okay, now we'll spread out the drones now. Spread out drone. Oh, we got Republic fleet Berserkers. I thought we were using a different. I thought we were using the super DPS. It's a bit under the impression that we're using the Geckos. Okay, doesn't really matter though. These guys go pretty easy to hit. I notice. Look at that. We're getting some big hits even with the artillery cannon. That doesn't have the best tracking. Okay. Yep. There, and we also got the blue cloud as well. So I think that's 2 is. Contributing to our very good application. Let's pop this guy over here. Come on, shoot please. There we go. Okay, so decent time so far. The rogue drone battle cruiser wave is like a medium one when it comes to time. It's not like an amazing time, but it's not a good time. It's not like really like, you know, hard, but it's not really easy either if you want to get a good time. They're a bit in between. Leshaks. This is going to be easy when it comes to time. So this is a pretty lucky one we've got right here. These blinding guys. This is a very good benefit of the Ishtar, that we have a very big targeting range. So these blinding guys don't affect us as much as they would if we were to use, like, I don't know, a Gila, for example. Gila has got very primitive technology, very low sensor range. it's not got all these sick bonuses that, you know, the heavy assault cruisers have, that, you know, the assault damage controls and all that kind of stuff. It's just a bit of a classical boat that's put a lot of basic amplifiers to the drones, really. Look at that, like, we're not even worrying too much about the blindings. They go straight through. They go straight through these geckos, because we've got good targeting range and we've got good drone control range. Doesn't really matter at all. I want to just continue to move, and I want to just make sure we don't take too much damage because of these tangling Leshaks that are going to do a lot of damage to us. I'm going to start shooting here actually with the artillery cannon to get a bit of extra damage into these Leshaks. I don't want to make. I want to make sure that these. I probably should use the super DPS set a lot more, to be honest. They feel very good. They're probably not as good as they feel, but they feel to me very good just because of the big volleys we're getting. And I think it has to do a lot with the geckos really having the good tracking, so they're able to hit really big not wrecking, but they can do wrecking shots and like penetrating shots, that kind of stuff. Very satisfying. I wish that we would have Triglavian drones. It's unfortunate, but we don't have Triglavian drones. Kind of cool, though. Imagine a Gila with 2 Triglavian drones spooling up over time. That would be kind of cool. Okay. So it seems like we're going to get some good time here, but it doesn't at all like count as anything because we got Leshak room right here. Leshak room is one of the easiest waves you can like get, so it really doesn't count at all as like, oh, good time. But it's still, we did decently in the other waves. Also, the Triglavian waves are pretty easy, you know, due to the fact that we had, they have, you know, low explosive resist, no armor buff. It's very easy as well. Charybdis Tyrannos will take a long time. Concord waves can also take a long time, but generally speaking, Concord's waves, they don't have too big shields. It's more like the Edencom guys that have big shields, but even then, they do go down pretty quickly. Charybdis will take a long time, and Ephialtes will take a long time. Those two really are the main issues. Ephialtes could be counted with having the geckos doing a lot of DPS. Charybdis does take a long time. It is one of the worst waves you can actually encounter in the T6 Gammas, I believe. Okay, so there we go. So we got a good time here. You see this, like, 13 minutes, less than 13 minutes even. Almost less than 40 minutes. That's a really good time. But obviously it had to do that we got that Leshak wave. But still, we were doing decently in the earlier waves as well, getting that 5-minute completion time with the Drekavac wave, which actually does take quite a long time. The Drekavacs are naturally quite tanky ships, the Kikimoras as well. They'll get harder remote repairs from the Drekavacs as well. So I'm still pretty happy with this shield Ishtar right here. Pretty happy, and especially since we're able to carry a assault damage control if stuff goes haywire. I'm pretty satisfied with the results, at least from this test right here. But obviously I would need to do more testing to make this to become a solid fit or tried and tested fit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Ishtar seems to be very promising in the Abyss. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.